babies. Mwah. So I just watched this girl's video and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about relationships. So she was talking on her video about how she was in a couple therapy, was her second couples therapist, and it was a man. And I feel like she was implying a lot of things, and I want to break these things down. So she was kind of implying that when you have a woman therapist, like essentially the woman feels more heard. I feel like that's valid. I 100% agree. I get that. But then, like, it got weird. So she was saying that the therapist basically told her she was here and he was here. And if you want to be in this relationship with him, you can't be up here. You're going to have to be here because that's all he's capable of being. And then she went on a tirade about how, of course, a male therapist is going to tell me that it's my job to do the emotional labor. And that I feel like this was just an easy fix. He could have just told my significant other how to change the behavior. Now, I don't know if she's implying that the previous woman therapist would tell the male, her counterpart, her significant other, to change the behavior. But that's what she's implying. So, anyways, then for like 3 seconds of this 3 minute video, she says, maybe he wasn't saying that though. Maybe he was telling me, like, if I wanted to, obviously, if this person isn't who I need them to be or whatever, I should leave or whatever. That part I'm paraphrasing because at that point I was like, I thought she was going to go into that and she just touched on it. And the comments reflected that. All the comments were like, all these women that were like, yeah, it's always the woman's job to do the emotional labor. Like they were validating this feeling that I'm not saying is invalid. I'm just saying the therapist is a professional, right? So they can't just be like, girl, run. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Y'all tell me in the comments what that professional was saying. If you want to be in this relationship, he is telling you, leave. He can't tell you to leave, so he's telling you to leave. And I think the issue here is we don't want to be alone. And I'm not saying we, like, collectively, because, bitch, I've been single for 10 years. But what I mean by that is there's people that are scared to be alone. So we want couples therapy. We want to go to couples therapy with our significant other because we want the therapist to tell our significant other how to be better for us. And then we say, well, it's also beneficial for them, right? But like also leave shit people where they are in their shit. This could just be my childhood trauma because I was raised by a woman that never left a shit ass man that abused me and abused her, and he died with her holding her hand with her daughter being no contact with her. So maybe there's a little trauma sprinkled up in here. Thank you, full moon. But I'm just going to be honest. I feel like the advice I always give my clients who are on their spiritual journey, but their significant other isn't, and they have all these great things that are coming their way, but they can't actually get to them because they're trying to pour all this energy into this significant other, aka man, who ain't shit, ain't never gonna be shit, and is just fucking up shit. My advice is always, if the person you're with for 20 years never changes, could you be happy? Could you be happy? And if the answer is no, you have to leave that person alone. You have to. You got one life and you're willing to live it unhappily with some other motherfucker just for the sake to say you got somebody in your life? Just say no. Just say no. It's okay to walk away. I don't care if you've been together 5 years or you've already been together 12 years or whatever. The only thing you can't get back is time. So unhappy 12 years is better than unhappy 30. I mean, maybe I'm delusional. Maybe this is, again, just my trauma being real loud. Y'all tell me in the comments. And if some of you all are triggered by what I'm saying and you're like, well, you can't just leave every time somebody, it's shit gets hard. It's not about it being hard. It's about accepting who people fucking are. Now, I will give her kudos. At one point in her video, she definitely said something towards the end of like, despite who people say they are, believe who they are by action. Now, and again, I don't know if she was abused or whatever. Maybe part of her abuse cycle was that it was hard for her to leave. I'm just saying a professional said leave, and it was contorted or constorted, whatever, twisted into the woman has to do the emotional labor. And I just don't think that was his message. He wasn't telling you to do the emotional labor with this guy. He was telling you that this guy is never going to change. And if you don't like it, you should leave.